Episode 6 Leader meeting the workout woman who called herself Mia has guided me into the guild leader's room. This went unexpectedly according to plan, but I have mixed feelings about it, being both glad and sad. Here is what happened. Beginning from the day before yesterday, Tenge explained to me that the world we currently live in differs from our original world. Then, what's the matter? I reflexively asked that question. After all, here, I believed that I died from an accident, so it was obvious that I was reborn or resurrected into a character that I played in a game. Furthermore, I can't possibly think this realism is a game at all. Is it because the nature of this world right now is similar? Are there even more other world elements too? Honestly, I feel that's really not the main issue, that's why those words carelessly slipped out of my mouth. So, it's bad. It's exactly like I thought. Tenge and the others instantly show a dumbfounded expression. In the next moment, for some reason, his face turned into a big smile and he bowed down, greatly impressed. Exactly. That's exactly right. Our place is being with the princess anywhere in the whole universe. And thus, with our duty as the princesses A.S.Sistans, we will kill any foreign enemies. My apologies, princess, that you had to witness such unsightly behavior of me, who could not see such obvious logic. Our blood, our flesh, our soul, everything is for the princess. We will throw away everything to kill your enemies. The demon commanders cheer once more. See, can I still turn back here? Since we don't know what kind of world this is, for now, let's invade it. We will know if there are any humans alive in this world. This mindset again. It'll be bad if I don't change this direction we're heading in. If I'm careless, this world is gonna be destroyed. I don't want that to happen. The switch for the bomb that can destroy the world is in my hands. Nonetheless, it's very interesting that this world's civilization as well as the language resembles our original world. Yes, regarding that, we are currently performing an investigation, but regrettably it didn't progress that quickly. I can't stand to bear the shame that I am unable to report any concrete information to you, princess. Although, to be honest, there are weak points for beings like us, especially blending in with humans during the investigation. Hearing his words, I realized, this is it. There's no way I won't use a chance like this. I see, that's certainly true. Then, since it came to this, shall I enjoy myself by measuring the ability of humans and demons in this world? Ha! Tenge, Mikoto, and Utsuho, all three of them near me are at a loss for words. Kokuya didn't say anything, he just silently stared at me with his objection displayed on his face. Don't be surprised. I once lived together with humans, always being the vanguard in battle. Shouldn't it reasonable for me to go directly? With that, it should be enough to buy some time. Somebody like a guild leader or king wouldn't be met that easily. As for me, I will be able to get away from those monsters for a while. I feel like shouting hi-oh, already. Well, it's just me who wanted to, though. But, now, don't worry so much. I am just making an A.S. assessment of the king or guild leader's ability. That's not something unreasonable for me to do, or perhaps, you don't believe in my ability. For that reason, after this and that, I was currently getting lead into the guild leader room, the room of the most influential person in Ara City, this town. It was literally too easy. As expected of you, princess. You so easily slipped into the opponent's lair. I, Tenge, really can't stop praising you. Tenge, who was merged together with me using the pet unison function, showered me with his praise, which resounded inside my chest. Although he said things like slip into the opponent's lair, I wonder what I should do. Even without speaking to him, I know he totally wants to kill them. He really is someone who couldn't be more lovely and peaceful. Anyone except the princesses, me. Allies are foes, and there are only two choices for a foe, to get annihilated or trampled over. I want to quickly fix his sense of value, but come to think of it, in the first place this was the reason for the pet's existence. Maybe trying to fix it is absurd, like telling a dog to stop acting like a dog. Tenge, right now I am judging the opponent's caliber to the utmost, so I hope you pay attention to the rash speech and conduct. Even so, I softly give him a warning just in case. Yes. I will surely risk my life to prevent any situation that brings disgrace to your honor. Somehow I feel the meaning of my warning didn't get through to him, but it probably was my imagination. Considering how it is normally, when my pet goes berserk, naturally the responsibility would fall on me. Therefore saying don't act rashly would be okay, but if I said you're too hostile, wouldn't he think that I was being paranoid and questioning his restraint? In the guild leader's room, there's an official desk, a bookshelf, and a lounge suite placed at the front. The room was unexpectedly neat. As soon as I entered, I noticed at the both sides of the door there stood two stu.r.dy looking guards, and in front of the official desk there was someone who gave me the impression he surely must be the guild leader. The man who stood there was a muscular uncle with a scar on his face who looked to be around 50 years old. A 35-year-old thin-looking man who wore GLA.S.SES seemed to be his secretary. Leader, I brought you the guest. Nodding towards me as greeting, the thin-looking man stepped out first while smiling. Nice to meet you, young lady. I am Collard, Ara City's guild leader. The muscular uncle with a scary face followed after. Same here, I am the vice leader, Gald. Oh my, I thought he was the guild leader. It seems my innermost thought was leaked and showed on my face. The vice leader, Gald, made a smile for the first time. You were mistaken, young lady. After all, even the guilds do bureaucratic work, so for someone like me who grew up in the fields the best I can do is helping around, be a vice guild leader. Well, it was really unexpected. A youngster who's full of himself like me couldn't possibly operate the guild. It's thanks to Galdsen that I am able to run the guild. Ahaha, the guild leader Collard gave a timid laugh. If I went on just my feelings, this is a typical situation where I would feel sympathy. Or rather I should feel sympathetic about this, but he can't deceive me since I looked at his status window. Collard is a magician, so he would probably overwhelm the vice guild leader, Gald, if they fought. Well, for the time being I am comfortable. By that, I mean I am sitting on the lounge suite right now. Next to me is Joey, who was currently full of tension. On the opposite of the white marble table sat the guild leader, Collard, and next to him the vice guild leader, Gald. Well then, sorry for the sudden invitation. Right now, it's about the matter of this one here. Joey-kun's request. Mia-san was quickly backing up the guild leader Collard. Did I do something bad? Playing dumb, I was asking a question pretending to be an innocent child who doesn't know anything of the world. From what I heard about this, your request was to be escorted from the wasteland in the west to Ara City and get guided around within the town. How many days did you plan for it? That moment I stare back at him and lightly and shrugged my shoulder as I answered. Well, perhaps about 2 to 3 days. Okay. Regarding that matter, was the reward 10 gold coins with an orichalk.u.m coin? It's too much. The vice guild leader Gald grumbled. Next to me Joey trembled. Boy, your rank is still F, right? Right now it says the rewards for that rank are around. On average the reward is 2 silver coins, with additional rewards in total being about 80 more Cooper coins. The guild vice leader Gald nodded strongly toward Mia-san's supplementary explanation. Do you understand, boy? It's 10 gold coins with an orichalk.u.m coin. It's so unprecedented, that with that amount of money you could buy a small territory and a servant. In this situation Joey probably won't get the explanation. Right now he just unsparingly gets yelled at by his higher UPS, cold sweat pouring down from his face which turned blue. The guild leader Collard continued Gald's speech calmly. Not to mention it affects the guild, such a rash action will trouble us. It would set a bad example and represent us negatively in the eyes of society. Here they will see a guild adventurer tricking an innocent young lady for a large sum of money. That, without exception, will spread a bad reputation. When it comes to that, I believe it wouldn't be any good for Joey-kun's sake, too. You would likely be unable to stay at the guild if affected by fame like that. Also someone would aim for the money and at worst, probably your life too. Finally saying it in a manner which Joey could understand, his face changed color into a pale white. For that reason, in regards to the guild, I hope Joey-kun will return the advance payment to the young lady and that the young lady redo the request again with a fair price. Also in that case, the young lady will grant guild points to Joey-kun by using the guild-specified means of requests. If the young lady has trouble with the forms, you can call us and come to consult about it. How would that be? I will return it. I absolutely have no idea at all. Hi Hyuki, sorry, with a weeping face, Joey took out the coin from his pocket in panic and spread it over the table. Instantly I see Collard and Gald's eyes s.h.I plus ning with a dangerous radiance after seeing those dazzling coins, which were forged with complex designs. Joey has given his understanding, but what about you, young lady? Collard didn't change his gentle outward appearance to the bitter end. Thinking of his proposal, I made a pondering gesture by putting my fist on my chin. As for me, I already gave my word. Receiving the money back means that I have broken my own word, which would be detrimental to my honor. Therefore, I think I'll decline. A man does not go back on what he said, after all. Well, presently it's a business cancellation, though. Hearing my words, Joey flapped his mouth open and closed, on the verge of fainting like a fish that lacks oxygen. Both Collard and Gald sunk into silence, stony-faced. Is there no way to change your decision? I understand how momentous things are for your kind, who hold precious social standing, to alter their word, but for the sake of this young man's future, somehow, please let this slip. sc.u.m. They dare turn down the princess's compa.s.zion. I need something to hold back this growingly violent Tenge. The bargaining is still in an early stage. I would not get so angry over a matter of such a small degree, Tenge. Hearing that, it would be rude for me who's indebted to Joey. Still, for him to accept nothing is just. If that was the case, Mia-san, who up until now, was silently listening to the conversation progress, began to speak. Joey-kun didn't receive any official adventurer training or sword mastery so far, so from now on, he will be allowed to attend the guild-specified training school free of charge. How do you feel about that? HRM? What do you mean? Gald scowled in puzzlement. So here's how it would work, because the young lady doesn't agree to take back the reward money, the money will be put in our custody at the guild bank. The amount of interest from that money should be a lot. To make up for the normal rewards payment, Joey could be arranged to train at the guild's training school until he becomes full-fledged. The payment for the training school would be the interest on the reward. When the time comes and he is a full-fledged that's right, D rank, we will return the money to the young lady. With these terms, would you consider agreeing to them? I see, that's not bad. This compromise isn't that bad. Mia-san seems to be quite a fast thinker, it's really regrettable. The guild leader, Collard, appears to agree too. We seem to not have a problem with this. How does Joey-kun feel about this? Oh, of course, I will accept it. Boy, don't be half-a.s. said on the training. Get a grip. With Joey nodding strongly, Vice Guild leader Gald was telling it to him straight while grinning. Now, it appears this whole matter about the reward has ended peacefully. I feel relieved about this. Oh, has this young lady already decided on lodging for tonight? No, I have not decided yet. That's not good. Mia-san, it may trouble you, but please arrange lodging for this young lady. What's with boy? Don't tell me you intended to guide this young lady into a cheap hotel, huh? No, it seems that was what Joey really planned to do. He turned his face down while stuttering. Are you an idiot? How do you intend to protect her if you bring such a young lady to that kind of dangerous place? Definitely not. You couldn't take something like that back. Oh well, that's enough. The place of this young lady's lodging today will be arranged by Mia-san. Go home and redo the request procedure tomorrow. Hearing the voice of Vice Guild leader Gald, Joey stood up and bowed to both Guild leader Collard and Vice Guild leader Gald, and then he faced me to give his farewell. See you Hyuki, sorry for today. Tomorrow I will definitely guide you around. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Joey bowed his head once again, left together with Mia-san, who was supposed to arrange my lodging. With the presence of those two completely gone, the Vice Guild leader Gald stood up and locked the guild leader's room from the inside. Well then, finally it's time to start with the main issue. EP 6 End.